Verse number 45. Swesve karmanyabhiratah samsiddhim labhate naraha swakarma niratah siddhim yatha vindati tat shrunu. So we have discussed this very carefully, that the one abhiratah, where swe karmani, the person naraha, a person, the one who is engaged in his own duty. Vindati or labhate sansiddhi iti. So labhate, vindati means attains, here labhate also attains. So labhate sansiddhim. So sansiddhim means not necessarily success. Sansiddhim here is purity. So the person attains purity. How? Tat shrunu iti. May you listen to that. Yatha so karma. This is the point very nicely. So karma nirataha bindati. How one engaged in his own duty attains purity. Now when you look at this point, as we have been discussing, that one need to have some understanding about karma, which in the verse number 46 talks in details. So let us listen to this 46 also, continuing. Yata pravritti bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Manavaha siddhim vindati iti. So the person attains siddhim. So some people it translated as siddhim means success. So the person, attains success. No, not like that. The person attains purity. So this is the difference, okay? Because after coming to the end of this Bhagavad Gita, if you look for success, that means really you don't look for Vedanta class, you look for some other class. However, here he says, look, manavaha siddhim vindati. A person attains purity. How? Abhyarcha. So abhyarcha means by worshipping. Worshipping what? Worshipping tam. Tam means that. So that means that Lord. And what sort of Lord? Yataha prabhuti bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam. This is a beautiful point. We'll be seeing in details. So that means that person attains purity. But if you translate as siddhim, success, approach will change. We'll be seeing that also. That means the one who worships, or by worshipping God. And what sort of God? The God that is called Yataha Prabhuti Bhutana. So Bhutanam means all the bhutas, all the beings. Yataha Prabhuti, from whom they have originated. So all the beings have come from him, or the one who is the originator of all the beings. Means the one who is both material and efficient cause. And moreover, not only that, says yena sarvam idam tatam. Actually, the first one I was highlighting about efficient cause. Bhutanam, from whom all these beings are being originated. The next one is Yena Sarvam Idam Tatam, by whom all these also being pervaded. That means material cause. Now, this verse is a very important verse for all of us to understand. Because to have a purity, I need to have healthy attitude. It has nothing to do with what I do, what I don't do. But it has something to do with my healthy attitude. Whereas if you translate Siddhim as success, yes, it has got something to do with. That's why you can see many people don't work, but they get promotion, they get, hike, they get everything. And there are people, they work all the time, they don't get anything. Whereas purity has nothing to do with it. Purity is all about me. So my attitude. So what is attitude? This healthy attitude, what is that? I need to have 3 levels of attitude. The first level of attitude is attitude towards karma action. Because why attitude towards karma? Generally, a common person is not interested in karma. Always interested in karma phala. Based on karma phalam, you choose to do karma. If you discover you are not going to be acknowledged, rewarded, will you do that karma? Definitely not. Whereas in karma yoga, what we call as nitya karma, by taking shower, are you going to be awarded? Today you have taken shower unless you are in USA. Okay? So, because that is what I have not gone, but what Pujya Swami used to say those days, Pujya Swami used to say, look, somebody asked, Swamiji, I want to go and from ashram such a far distance, I don't think anybody will give lift, I don't require. Pujya Swami suggested him, hey, look, don't worry, don't carry a placard. Right, just now I had a shower. The moment you hold that placard, don't worry, any car will pick you up. And you will get the lift. And that fellow got it. So, coming back to the point. That first point is me having a different type of attitude. Let us not talk about healthy attitude. Different type of attitude towards my own action. Number 1. Number 2 will be, now whatever karma I do, it will bring some result. Whether it is good for me or not, I don't know. Whether it is pleasurable or painful, that I know. Can you see this point? Whether it is good for me or bad for me, that I don't know. But definitely I know what is pleasurable to me and what is painful for me. And based on this pleasure and pain, I come to the conclusion this is good or this is bad. Now here I need to have a given type of attitude towards karma phalam. This is the second. Third also is the most important factor. We know this much. I do karma, me being karta. Based on karma, karma phala will come. Now, who is karma phala data? Data means giver. So who is the karma phala giver? Am I karma phala giver? If I am the giver, if I am the deciding factor of result of action, that means what? Everything must happen according to my wish, according to my plan, according to my desire. Does it happen? Somebody says beautifully, not what you desire you get, but what you deserve you get. That who decides that whether you deserve or not? So we say karma phala data is Ishvara. That means I need to have a given attitude towards karma phala data. Clear? So that means 3 level of attitudes. One type of attitude towards karma, second type of attitude towards karma phalam, and third type of attitude towards karma phala data called Ishvara. Now when these 3 things comes, so that means what? Here it says, look, when you bring karma phala data as Ishvara, now what sort of attitude should I have towards karma? Okay, you said that, okay, I need to have a different type of attitude. But what sort of attitude is that? Don't worry. That is how the verse says that that you need to have what he called, here is that abhyarcha. So abhyarcha means the person does worshipping. So that means I need to do worship Ishvaraha. So what is that worshipping here? So worshipping here is being said that my karma is going to be an offering to the Lord. Because without offering, there is no worship. Or worship means offering. Without offering, can you worship? Try. Many people do worship without offering. I can share you a beautiful concept, especially in Odisha, okay? Though I am in Odisha, so I can share you a few points. Many houses are very funny people, okay? And they are supposed to offer every day some naivedyam. Do you know what they do is? Forget about, dry fruits. There is one type of, that laja from the puffed paddy. So from the puffed paddy that is being, cooked in the jagir, and they keep it somewhere. So every day, some 2, 3 or this much they will bring it and offer. And that too, there will be 30, 40 gods. And the one who offers, that fellow also will not take that as prasadam, okay? Because it feels uncomfortable, because it's 1 month old, that thing, okay? So from the top, they will take only tulasi patram, not the things. And the poor ants, they have their own time, okay? And with that offering, they want God should bless them. The way they are worshipping, God must take care of their desires. Will it be possible? Hey, based on offering, you get back everything. Remember this. And this is what very evident now, especially in India, election is coming. That company gets benefit after election who does good offering during election. This is truth, whether you accept it or not. If a company does not do good offering to the political parties during election time, when they come to power, you think they will get benefit? It's not going to work. However, coming to the point here, it says that without offering, there is no worship. So here when it says by worshipping, that means by offering. What to offer? That my karma, whatever I am doing, that is going to be an offering to the Lord. Whether I like it or not, everything is an offering. Now, if this is the case, what sort of attitude will I have now with reference to karma? I will develop an healthy attitude. I'll tell you very carefully, very clearly. This is what we say cultural practices is very important. Whenever we go to any temple, each temple has their own, cultural practices. Some people, suppose you go to Vinayaka temple, Ganesh temple. So Ganesh definitely loves one coconut, some banana. If sweet is there, modakam is there, fantastic, well and done. But at least, you have to break one coconut, not for Vinayaka, but for yourself. Okay? And of course, banana, Vinayaka loves it. But if you want to carry, instead of banana, no, I want to give him mango, because after all, he does not take. I will show him and bring back and I will eat. You understand? People do that. That's not acceptable. That is not logical. That is called cultural practices. So when you go to the temple, whatever deity prefers, you give that as an offering. Is it clear? Now, when you do karma, what karma do you do? Based on your preferences. Whereas when you look at everything is an offering to the deity, to the God. Now tell me, do you have any preference with reference to karma? That's why you can observe a karma yogi does not create priority based on preferences. If you prioritize your day based on your preferences, based on your whims and fancies, based on your insecurities, based on your recognition and blah blah blah, that means you don't understand anything. Clear? Because this is not the solution either. Here is being said very carefully. Me being a karta understands this much, that whatever I do is an offering to the God. If this is the case, now in return, I don't have anything with reference to karma phala. Karma phala has to come back. Whether it is good for me or not good for me, time will say. Whether it is pleasurable or painful, that I know. If it is pleasurable, I am exhausting my punyavalam. If it is painful, I am exhausting my papa phalam. Clear? Now, when this is the attitude, now when I start prioritizing, how I will prioritize my work? Keeping my emotional growth, keeping this healthy attitude in priority, or keeping insecurities in priority? Be very careful while listening to this. Now when this is there, that I do everything that are to be done, because for me my attitude, that to healthy attitude is most important. My peace of mind is more important than my success. My purity is more important than entertainment. My stability is more important than flying with the successful colors, colorful success, or you can say. If these are the cases, that means I cannot judge my karma phala. I cannot criticize karma phala. Please understand, this is the most important point. Because if I criticize karma phala means the result of action. I also criticize karma phaladata. Not only I criticize karma phaladata, whoever is related to my karma phalam, not karma, I also criticize them. And when I am a critic person, that means I don't have attitude. When I don't have attitude, how can I grow healthily? How can I see emotional growth in me? Is it possible? That's why here it's being said that offering to the God. And what is that God? So that God, yataha pravurtir bhutanam. That means the Lord is the source of all sort of origination. Everything is originated from the Lord. So that means I look at God as Jagat Karanam iti. So being the cause of the world, that means the Ishwaraha existed before. Now when I see this thing that Jagat Karanam is Ishwaraha, now question may arise, where is Lord? That also I need to understand. Because if I say that God is the Jagat Karanam, then I say God is in my home or in Ayodhya or in Makkah or in some other place. It's not going to work. Because I need to see, so that's why he says, look, that is called God. Yena sarvam midam tatam. So that means this creation has come from that God. That God is all pervading, by whom everything is being pervaded. Yena sarvam idam tatam iti. So that means if God pervades everything, that means whatever I am doing offering to that formless God. So this formless God, what does it mean? You need to really be very careful this verse, or else everything will be a disaster. When we talk about formless God, it's like my body, any one of your body. Now in this body there is a Chetanam, there is a life, and that life force is pervaded in the body. Long before a body came, life force was there. And when the life force goes away, the body becomes a dead body. That means the life force that is in this body, pervaded in this body, not visible. So whenever you give me something, do you give to this body or to the life force? Do you understand the point? Whenever you give something to someone, do you give to the body or to the life force? Definitely you don't give to the body. You give to whom? You give to the life force. That's why we say very carefully that if the life force is disturbed, the person is disturbed. That's why everywhere we take care of the life force. And moreover, when we look at Ishvara here, Ishvara also is being pervaded in this creation. So whatever we do, everything we do for Ishvara. So if everything we do for Ishvara, that means we don't need anything. That's why we said, very nicely comes, this Shiva Manasa Puja. Atma tum girijamati sahachara prana sariram gruham. It goes, very nicely it goes, okay? Pujate visayapo bhavarachana nidra samadhi sthiti sanchara padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarva gira yad karma karomi tattad akhilam sambho tava aradhanam. This comes in Shiva Manasa Puja. It's very nice to go through. But everybody remembers this Nidra Samadhi Sthiti. So sleep is like Samadhi. Swamiji, I am in Samadhi. People don't remember anything. And of course some people also say, look, okay, fine, no problem. So also very nicely, why should I do pradakshina? Because he says, samsara padayoh pradakshina vidhi. So walking itself is a pradakshina. So why should I do? I am going for a walk. So conveniently they interpret this. Swamiji, what is the difference between going round and this? After all, your Shastra says, not our Shastra. That time your Shastra says, okay? Coming to the point. That when God is everything, I am worshipping all pervading God. Now, how is it possible? He says, that is to be done swakarmana, by your own karma. Whether the karma that you do in your house, in outside or in your office. That's why we had an attitude, If you go to office, I have seen those days, before coming to the office, the officers or clerk, everybody, first, clean their table, do namaste, there will be some photo, to the pen also they, do namaskaram. Then sometimes some people, do namaskaram to the chair and sit on that. Which in fact got reflected when Narendra Modi first time became member of parliament, went to Parliament House. So he did proper namaskaram, put the head on the ground while entering into that place. Okay, people started saying he's just politicalizing, he's just trying to take mileage. It's not like that. It was our tradition. It was our culture. Unfortunately, what was our culture, if you do, that is called you are outdated or you are showing up. I was told here, one officer went to the secretariat with a dhoti And unfortunately, his boss saw him. He said, no, this is not allowed. You have to come with, blazer and whatnot. So poor fellow could not, say anything. Next day he had to change. In fact, when this point came, I said, look, had he become a minister or MLA, member of Legislative Assembly? Definitely, no complaint, nothing. However, coming to the point here is, Siddhim bindati manavaha. So that means whatever you do karma, that is an offering. That means you start deriving happiness from karma, not from karma phala. Can you see the difference? A common person derives happiness, joy from karma phala. But you derive happiness from karma itself. That's why you don't do anything to please others. You don't do anything to get back anything. But you do every karma to improve your karma. And every karma that you do, it is an improvement. And that is what we call, that is your signature. But what generally you do, you are so arrogant, so stubborn, so insecure, whatever you do, yes, you also leave behind another signature. When you are doing painful, after you leave also, it is painful. Because you have not learned yet to derive happiness from the karma. This is called healthy attitude. When you start deriving happiness from karma, not waiting for karma phala, that means you have developed what? Healthy attitude. Yes, Swamiji, I derive happiness from karma, whichever karma pleases me. When I go for shopping, of course I derive happiness while shopping. That is also karma. But when I have to carry and load in the car, that time I look for a man. If there are no man, I curse myself, what is this? Or if I am a man, I look, cooking time, I look for a woman, okay? Once in a while I can cook, not every day. Each man has got problem, each woman has got their own problem. So in short, when I start developing this, that karma gives me happiness, I don't look for karma phala. And most important thing, with this I'll stop it. I offer everything to the God. Now question may arise, what about Ishtadevata? What about the God that is in temple? Yes, remember, my Ishtadevata is not God. That I have to be very clear and careful. This is called Vedanta. Don't mix up. My Ishtadevata represents the God. Be very clear and careful. If you say, my Ishtadevata is God, your Ishtadevata also is God, now both the gods start fighting. How is it possible? That which pervades everything, how can that God fight with another God? But my Ishtadevata represents the God, the totality. Your Ishtadevata also equally represents the God, the totality. So it is all about representation. So when it is representing, what is wrong in me? Because I cannot visualize the totality. Let me offer to my Ishtadevata something. So through the Ishtadevata, I try to extend. Like when you don't understand the life force, you are not able to see the life force that is in my body, but you are able to deal or able to, relate with the movement of the body. How? Best example I would like to say, when a person dies. It's amazing. Your father, your mother, towards last moment, if you have come across, it's an amazing point. You recognize the life force is no more when you discover body does not shake, the body does not move. Can you see this point? And of course, You are already sure, but you want confirmation. Then you take to the hospital. Doctor declares is no more. So that means your father is father, your mother is mother, as long as there was life force. Same body is there. But you cannot consider as father, as mother. You say father is no more. Father passed away. Mother passed away. Where did father go? Hey, your father is lying down here. How can you say father passed away? That means it's very clear that the life force, the God, that is a totality. That God is represented through my Ishta Devata. That's why I do offering to my Ishta Devata. Through Ishta Devata, I try to understand the totality. More of it would say. Om Punnamada Punnamitam Punnahat Punnamudachyate Punnasya Punnamadaya Punnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.